Welcome to the deep dive. You give us the sources, articles, notes, whatever you've got, and we pull out the insights you actually need. It's the strategic shortcut, so you're fully informed without all the noise.
And today, we're looking at something that can make or break a trip, especially, a business trip or an extended stay. We're talking about the morning routine.
Specifically, a deep dive into the breakfast buffet at the Harbour Grand Hong Kong.
Right. And this is more than just about, what's for breakfast. It's really about how this one meal can set the entire rhythm, the whole tone, for a busy day in a city like Hong Kong.
Exactly. We're moving past the simple question of, is the food good? And we're really digging into, how does this investment in your morning actually pay off in terms of value and efficiency for your day?
It's a perfect chance for you to get some real practical knowledge, not just tourist info, but how to navigate a big, complex experience like this to really get the most out of your time and your money.
Okay, let's unpack this then. What should you strategically expect from this famous morning spread? Let's start with the basics, the logistics.
First, we have to talk about the atmosphere. Your sources really emphasize that this whole experience is designed to set a positive tone for the day.
So it's not just a chaotic food hall.
Not at all. It's described as consistently pleasant, the staff are attentive, and you often have these amazing harbor views. It's a calm start, even if you're jet-lagged or, prepping for a day of meetings.
And in a city like Hong Kong, location is just everything. The hotel's at 23 Oil Street, North Point, and the key thing here is it's right on the scenic waterfront.
Which means you get those incredible panoramic views of Victoria Harbor while you're having your coffee.
That's a huge visual advantage to start your day.
And from a practical transportation standpoint, it's incredibly efficient, which for any traveler on a schedule is critical. The nearest MTR station is Fortress Hill.
And the MTR is Hong Kong's subway system, which is world-class, super efficient.
Exactly. And Fortress Hill is just a short walk away. Very manageable. But if you prefer, taxis are always available right outside.
What about from the airport?
The Airport Express is your best bet. It's a quick transfer. Then you can just hop on the MTR or grab one of those cabs to the hotel. So getting there is simple, and getting your day started from there is even simpler.
All right, let's talk about timing, because the hours themselves seem pretty strategic.
They are. They've definitely structured it to cater to different paces. During the week, say Monday to Friday, the buffet runs from 6:30 a.m. to 10:30 a.m.
Which is perfect for an early start.
Yeah.
Get in, get fueled up, and get to your meetings.
Right. But here's a really valuable little nugget of info from the sources. If you're there on a weekend, a Saturday, Sunday, or a public holiday, they extend the service.
Oh, how late?
It goes until 11:00 a.m.
Yeah.
And that extra half hour is actually a crucial window.
I see. So if your plan is to have a big breakfast and maybe skip lunch, that later finish time lets you really maximize it without feeling rushed.
It's a definite strategic advantage for your schedule. But of course, as with any travel plans, we'd always say, just double check the official website for times closer to your visit. Things can change.
Okay, so we know where to go and when. Now for the really critical question, and the part of your sources that was, well, a bit murky, the cost.
Yes.
It seems like we've got some conflicting data here that we need to synthesize for you.
We do. And we have to acknowledge the price reflects the quality, the huge variety, the whole ambiance. It's an investment. But the numbers we found, they show a pretty big difference.
All right, so let's break it down. What's the lower number your sources mentioned?
The lower end in one section was detailed at about HKD 236.5 for adults. Children were around HKD 170.5.
Okay. I mean, for a 5-star hotel buffet in Hong Kong, that sounds pretty reasonable. High-end, but reasonable.
I agree. But then a completely different section, an FAQ page, I think, gives much higher numbers. It lists adults at around HK $388.
Whoa, wait a minute. 388?
And children at HK $194.
That is a massive difference. We're talking over 150 Hong Kong dollars. So what's the story here? Is it seasonal pricing, or are we looking at two totally different things?
This is a classic travel industry strategy. If we connect this to the bigger picture, that huge gap strongly suggests one thing. The lower price, the 236 one, that's almost certainly the effective rate.
What do you mean by effective rate?
I mean, it's the price you get when you bundle it. It's part of a room package or maybe an online booking discount. The HK $388 price. That has to be the walk-in rate. The price you pay if you just show up at the door without planning.
So the strategic takeaway for you, the listener, is pretty clear then. Never, ever just walk in cold.
Absolutely not.
Yeah.
You're basically paying a penalty for not planning ahead. You should always try to bundle the breakfast with your room, or at the very least, book it online beforehand to get that lower price.
And there is one more layer to this value proposition, right? Something about club room guests.
Yes, this is a great detail. The sources mention that if you're a clubroom guest, your breakfast experience can be even more exclusive. They often serve premium items, like Eggs Benedict, at a different restaurant entirely. Lee 188.
Which would have a higher price tag on its own.
Exactly. So that detail about the Eggs Benedict, it just reinforces this idea that the price is really an investment in a memorable high-service experience. And it makes that argument stronger, that the meal is so substantial it could let you skip lunch, which really maximizes the financial value.
And that investment is clearly justified by what's actually on offer, the spread itself.
Oh, absolutely. What really makes this whole thing work is this fantastic mix of, well, international favorites everyone recognizes, and then this deep dive into authentic local Hong Kong dishes.
So it's balanced. It's designed to make anyone comfortable. If you just want familiar Western staples, you're all set.
Completely. We're talking fluffy scrambled eggs, crispy bacon, sausages, baked beans,
Yeah.
all the classics, plus a full spread of cereals, yogurts, fresh fruits, cheeses, cold cuts. It's all there, beautifully laid out.
But the local Hong Kong flavors, you said this is where it gets really interesting.
This is where it gets really interesting, because this is your chance to kind of immerse yourself in the city's breakfast culture without having to, navigate the streets at 7 in the morning.
So give us the specifics. What are the must-try local items?
Okay, first, you have to try the congee. For anyone who doesn't know, it's this incredibly comforting, savory rice porridge. It's sort of a blank canvas, and you add toppings.
What kind of toppings?
Things like preserved eggs, peanuts, spring onions. It's warm, it's really easy to digest, and it's a total Hong Kong staple.
And your notes also highlighted dim sum.
Of course. You'll find classic dim sum items. Those small portions in little steamer baskets, things like steamed dumplings, har gow, and different buns like char siu po bao. It's the taste of Cantonese cuisine right there.
Yeah, and you can't talk about a Hong Kong breakfast without mentioning the tea.
It's a requirement. Hong Kong-style milk tea. And this is not your standard English breakfast tea with a splash of milk.
Right, it's much stronger.
It's incredibly rich. They brew it with specific blends of black tea and use evaporated milk. It's strong, it's sweet, and it's a serious caffeine kick. A truly authentic taste to start your day.
So beyond just the sheer number of items, it sounds like the freshness is what really justifies that premium price.
Yes, the made-to-order aspect is key. The live cooking stations are what set this buffet apart from just, a bunch of food in chafing dishes.
Like the omelet station.
Exactly. The customization is crucial. You can get an omelet cooked precisely how you like it with all your chosen fillings, and it's piping hot and fresh.
And they also have a noodle station.
They do. You get to pick your own broth, maybe a clear chicken broth or something spicier, and then you choose your own toppings. You're creating your own custom bowl of noodle soup. That kind of service really elevates the whole experience.
Okay, let's move on to some of the other highlights, the more indulgent side of things. Pastries.
Ah, yes. The smell of freshly baked goods is apparently one of the first things you notice. The sources said they really go all out with the pastry selection. It's like a dedicated European bakery.
So we're talking flaky croissants, pain au chocolat.
All of that. Danish pastries with different fruit fillings, and a really comprehensive bread basket, too. Not just one type of toast. You'll find soft white loaves, crusty baguettes, whole wheat options, everything.
But what if you're trying to start the day a bit lighter? Are there healthy options?
Plenty. For those who need fuel that won't weigh them down, there's a really good spread of fresh fruits, both whole and already cut, plus different yogurts, cereals, muesli.
And the juices, I remember a note about the juices.
The fresh juices are a standout, according to
Yeah.
the sources. You'll find the classics like orange and apple, sure, but also more exotic, less common blends. And that really signals a commitment to quality ingredients, not just pouring something from a carton.
So this all raises a really important question. Given how popular this is and how much people are investing in the experience, how do you make sure you actually get a seat?
An excellent point.
Especially if you want one of those tables with the harbor view. I imagine those go fast.
They do. And while your sources say walk-ins are sometimes possible, especially on a quiet weekday, the advice is crystal clear. Book ahead. It is highly recommended. You just don't want to risk being turned away, particularly on a weekend or a public holiday.
You need to lock in that stress-free start. So how do you do it? What are the methods?
There are three main ways. The best is probably to use the official website for online booking. And remember, that's where you're most likely to find those strategic discounts we talked about, the ones that get you that lower price.
And then the other ways.
The more traditional approach, you can just make a phone call or send an email inquiry directly to the hotel's reservation department.
It's a simple bit of planning, but it guarantees you start your day in Hong Kong, whether it's full of sightseeing or meetings, with a calm, high-quality meal.
So that's the deep dive. The Harbour Grand Hong Kong Breakfast Buffet. It is, fundamentally designed to be a highlight of your visit. It offers incredible quality and variety across both Eastern and Western food. It's an experience that really does justify the price, provided you book it strategically.
Okay, let's pull out the three crucial facts you need to remember from all this. First, those extended weekend hours until 11:00 a.m. That's your efficiency window.
Second, that dual pricing. Be aware of it and always, always book online or bundle it with your room to get that lower rate.
And finally, make that reservation, especially if you're there on a Saturday, Sunday, or any kind of public holiday. Just book it.
And here's a final thought for you to chew on. The real beauty of this buffet is how it integrates local culture so accessibly. It gives you a taste of the city without you ever having to leave the hotel, without facing a potential language barrier first thing in the morning.
That's a great point.
So consider this. How might consciously trying local staples, like that savory congee or the strong Hong Kong milk tea, how might that change your whole perspective on what breakfast fuel even is? It's an invitation, really, an invitation to explore Hong Kong's incredible food culture, starting right there in the comfort of your hotel.
A well-planned meal for a well-executed day. We'll catch you on the next Deep Dive.